Okay, I'm going to take you through this. This is the problem. We live in a state that has a lot of faults. And one of the biggest faults that we look at is called the San Andreas because it goes from the Coachella Valley, Salton Sea, up through Banning Pass, through our area, through Cajon Pass, up to Fort Tejon, up through San Francisco, and up to Cape Mendocino, and off the coast. That is a long fault. We're looking at a real problem with the length of that fault zone. And the fact that it never...
Length, did you say?
Length.
Length, I'm sorry.
Length. Now, we have some other faults. Up in San Francisco, parallel faults to the San Andreas are the Hayward and the Calaveras. Now notice Calaveras is number 6 on the list. Yeah, we're not really expecting it to do a lot of activity. But the Hayward and the San Andreas, we're looking for this to be a major problem. And we're looking at this San Jacinto. That's the one that comes down from the Cajon Pass through Valley College. Oh, by the way, all of you like to get on the 215 interchange in I-10? You know, the fault goes right underneath it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And there's water.
Oh, yeah, and there's water. So then we have Lake Elsinore. That's the Elsinore fault that is parallel to the San Andreas. We have the Calaveras up there parallel to the Hayward and to the north portion of the San Andreas. And then we have the Garlic. Now the Garlic is this one. It is going off to the right. It's going out into the desert. It's perpendicular to all the other faults in our region. And it has the Mojave block is moving east, whereas the rest of North America is moving west. And did you know you're living on the Pacific Plate? You're not on North America Plate. You might belong to the country North America, but you're on the Pacific Plate. Okay, let's go ahead and play games here. This is the problem. In 1857, we had a little problem up here, and in 1812 we had a little problem here, and down here it was a much longer ago. We're anticipating every California to kind of get ready for this big one. We call it the big one. Okay? When we are looking at an earthquake, we're looking at a focus or hypocenter underneath the earth that has been stressing for a long period of time, and then it decides to rupture. And when it ruptures, it takes a big geographical region and affects it. We call it a fault plane. And this epicenter is the point on the surface of the earth above the fault hypocenter or focus. And all the energy is propagated through the ground in a spherical way. And this fault plane is like here on a right lateral strike slip fault, the kind that we have here. Now, every point on that rupture is going to release energy, and that creates a lot of problems. The bigger the fault, the greater the energy. So if we take Japan, for instance, they just had a big one, okay? And they've got a nice long one underneath the earth where the subduction of a plate is going underneath, and it creates those islands. Those islands are all the production of volcanic activity. They are drilling earthquakes and volcanic activity every day at school. Our problem here in the state of California is we had one in 1906, a major one. We killed about 3,000 people. In 1857, this is the one that went from Wrightwood up to past Fort Tejon into the southern portion of the coastal mountains. That was interesting. You know, we have trees and other pieces of information. We didn't have too many people here, but we're able to document that that was a 10-meter movement. Now, 10 meters, I don't know. That's the width from that wall to that wall. We just split this building in that amount of movement. Now, that's a lot of movement in a house. And we're kind of concerned. So what we're doing here is we're looking at this segment up here. It creeps all the time and it never really causes any significant problem.
Which depends, how much did they move again?
It varies based upon how much stress has built up.
No, I know, but I was saying with Japan, because I know they moved tremendously from where...
They rebound 8 feet out.
And we're looking at 10?
we're looking at 10 meters, which was 30
Yeah.
feet. 30 feet was the split. So what we're looking at here is, this is us. You recognize Cajon Pass? Okay, and this is the Salton Sea. Our real concern is this segment. The southern segment has not gone for over 300 years. It's pregnant, it's overdue, it's ready to pop. Are we ready? What we're looking at is, in our exercise, we're going to assume a sliding movement of about 9 meters down here in the Coachella Valley. And they have a real problem because they've got a lot of aquifer underneath the ground. And then in this area, this is about 3 meters. I think that's us right there. I mean, we're right about here. And then we go over here and we're about 5 meters. This is what we're anticipating to occur. This is Cajon Pass. You recognize the old, here's old Route 66, here's the railroads. There's some other problems associated. If we break this up in there, typically what happens is not only do highways move, but tree lines move and fences move. You know, cattle get out at night when the fence is out. We're going to take out this area that is the Cajon Pass. And you know, we've got water lines, great big canals coming through there. We have electricity, we've got gas and fiber optics, and these are called lifelines. And if we break all of those at the same time, how are we going to go fix them?
You're gonna live like the north side.
Okay, see, this is what a little, I remember in 1971, I was standing at my house here on Eureka Street, just down from you, shaving at the time when this went off, and I felt it. And this is what happened over there. We're breaking pipes. And there's going to be a lot of things that are going to have problems. Not only will we have electricity, but you know, your water systems are going to be down. It might be a week or longer. Think of Katrina with the effect that was there. In Northridge in 1994, we thought that 3 days of water supply was good. American Red Cross, everybody was saying, you know, that was good. Now they're looking at 7 days, recommending that you have water in your house, not just your hot water heater, but water that you can drink and cook with, and maybe bathe with a washcloth, because you're not going to have any showers. There's no going. The water's going to be down. And your phone systems. And we just had Chino earthquake a few years ago, 2 years ago. All the cell phones went down because everybody got on their cell phone and it killed the system. So we got a problem with them being damaged or overloaded. We also have internet lines that are going to be knocked out. All the service is gone. The first day it might be restored in 2 weeks, maybe a whole lot longer. We don't know. And we got a probability of 10,000 to 100,000 landslides. You know that little rock we saw on the road? Think about going up to Big Bear or Lake Arrowhead. I mean, 330's out now. Okay, let's just shake the whole mountain for a little bit, and we have all that rock destroy the roads. Well, if you are down here and you live up there, you're not going home. Or, okay, let's say you're up there and you got to go to work. No, you're not. How long is that going to happen? Well, it depends. We're going to look at it here in a minute. First, let's look at some buildings. I work in a building that was 1966. They're tearing it down. We got a brand new building. It's built for an 8 to 9 pointer on campus there at Valley College. We have designed it to take a hit.
Which one is it?
Well, I'm going we don't anticipate a 9 in the state of California. Okay?
Only 8
No, we're going to have an 8 potentially. The worst that we've had is an 8. A 9 is reserved for subduction zones like Japan or China or over in Indonesia. It's a subduction zone where the ocean crust goes underneath the continents. when you get a strike slip, a 7 and an 8 is about the max you're going to be able to generate. And,
So would Seattle be in that 10 category? Isn't that subduction of that?
yeah,
So Seattle would be getting the 10
they could.
or a 9?
I wouldn't say a 10, don't go up to 10,
Sorry, but a 9?
a 9, they could. I would be more concerned about Mount Rainier.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Seattle?
Oh, many times. I used
Did you
live
happen to
there.
notice all the rock is lava?
Yeah,
Either that or it's blasted out material.
yeah.
So either they're going to be a lahar coming through there and just mud flow it out, or they're going to have the lava come down and take out Seattle. I wouldn't worry about an earthquake.
Could you explain how briefly how the ratings go up while we're thinking?
Let's get through this first,
Okay.
okay? Pancakes, do you know what a pancake looks like? Let's take a look at it here. We've got an estimated 1,500 buildings that we're expecting to have in Los Angeles to here, San Bernardino, destroyed. We're expecting that. And probably 300,000 damaged. Because, you know, we're right next to the fault. I mean, you just going up this street here, and it's right at the end. At the base of the mountains. The base of the mountain is the San Andreas Fault. You just keep going up Sierra until the end.
The end of Sierra Way.
Yep. This is a crack. This is a steel well. This is a real problem. Do you notice this layer in the building is pancaked? It's collapsed. It's not good. You know, over at Northbridge, they had the fire department, the police department went by this one apartment complex 15 times until they noticed that the second floor was down on the ground. All the people that were on the first floor weren't anymore. That's kind of a bad problem. You're in single dwelling homes, right? That- Okay, this is a real problem. Can you imagine driving down this road? Okay, and we're gonna see some repairs. I mean, they talk about putting potholes. This is a real problem. We shake this region, and we don't have enough money to have the proper things done now. We're gonna be in a real hurt field. Highway bridges could collapse. We're gonna look at impassable road conditions, damage. In your vehicles, are you ready to walk home? Well, it depends on where you're at. If you go shopping down in Grand Terrace, can you walk home?
No. I could.
Well, put it this way, the roads are going to be impassable. And what we're looking at is, in this geographical region, you kind of see we've got the largest state in the whole nation, I mean, county. And you know, the fault is going right through here, right through us. Here's Riverside County, here's San Bernardino County, we got LA over here. What we're looking at is a commuter problem. People work, they come home, and within San Bernardino County, we, in 2000, that's when the statistics were put together, we got a real problem. If I'm just going to drive from San Bernardino to LA, I'm on the Pacific Plate. No big. If I'm going down to Riverside, most of the time that's okay unless I try to go through Banning, and I'm not going to be able to. And within Riverside, they're okay. They got some problems. This is going to be a problem. Who's got the problem? We do. And this is a percentage of county employees commuting across the fault. Most of our county employees, my janitors at Valley College, we talk a lot. They live in Hesperia and they drive down to work. Can't get home. They decided that they might need a new job.